As a person living with HIV for 27 years, I can speak firsthand as to how important funding research and clinical trials has changed the lives of myself, my current wife, and hundreds of thousands of other consumers who have benefited from the billions of dollars spent on HIV-related research and clinical trials. Development of new medications has lifted people from death's door and put them back into mainstream America.
These trials are important to patients who might have access to some important therapeutic options when other treatment options have failed. It's important to local healthcare providers who need to provide their patients with the most up-to-date research and information. It's important to academic and research institutions like the one we're at here today, which employs, in the biotechnology sector, about 200,000 New Yorkers across the state on the whole. Now, these trials are not just an engine for scientific innovation. As you'll see from the report, they're also a huge driver of economy and viability throughout the state.
Clinical trials provide opportunities for treatment modalities that are not currently available and can be potentially more efficacious or tolerable than current therapies. These trials can be accessed by New Yorkers in our backyard, so to speak, without having to travel away from home. But the University at Albany is also playing a critical role in helping private startups and institutes developing their pipeline for therapeutics by providing high-tech, cutting-edge resources and personnel and an outstanding infrastructure, for example, here on the East Campus. We are also engaged in training a workforce that Kaylin mentioned is needed by these pioneering innovators.
How right here in the Capital Region, our scientists perform laboratory-based research that we believe or we hope will lead to dramatic improvements in therapy.
When we look at what we can do here in Albany, we really want to talk about, well, what kind of multipliers can these jobs create? What's the trickle-down effect? When you look at the multiplier effect just for those in the life science research positions, it's 3.5. Should clinical trials continue and we advance them, one of the pieces that often comes with that is the manufacturing piece. And when the manufacturing piece comes in, that's where you really get the holy grail of multiplier effects, and that's almost 9.4 jobs for every one created.
We see in the report that some nearly 8,000 jobs in the Capital Region are involved in biotechnology and biomedical research. These are good paying jobs that allow us to keep our kids here when they're done with college. But it's also, of course, this whole effort is about the impact on patients and the impact on lives. When my brother was diagnosed some years back with cancer, he got involved with a clinical drug trial. And it allowed him to do a number of things. One was to have a fighting chance at a disease that affects so very many people. It also gave him more time. It gave him another year to spend with his family, with his children. It also gave him, though, the knowledge that by participating in this clinical drug trial, his efforts were going to impact future research that was going to potentially translate into a drug that someday will mean a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer is not a death sentence.
It's a win-win-win, as Kathy said, for all concerned. It helps in economic development. It helps our educational institutions. The economic growth has been extraordinary, and we make people healthier.
Failing to provide adequate funding for research and clinical trials reduces the possibility of new treatments that could save people's lives and hopefully provide a cure.
So we have a field that creates great jobs with great lifestyle coming from that, adding to the vibrancy of our communities and giving people an opportunity to live longer, healthier lives. Can't get any better than that.